So you're saying there's a chance?
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah, that's
Yeah!
exactly what I'm saying. If you're frustrated and feel like buying a home is such a hopeless task, I'm here to share two success stories that recently happened for me and my clients. So I'm going to be talking about two different wins here. The second one, a condo purchase in San Diego, California. So the great news about both of these is we got lower monthly payments because of the loan type we chose, and both of these families won out against multiple offers. And most importantly, both these families got keys to their first homes. So excited to share how these went down. Want to talk about another success story, this time a $676,000 condo in San Diego County. So I actually spoke to these people last year, June of 2022. And at that time, they said, hey, we're going to take a break. We're going to renew our lease for a year. And they actually reached back out to me about 9 months later and they said, hey, we're actively home shopping. We were going to go with a different lender. Curious decision there, but it all worked out. They came back. The other lender really dropped the ball, did not educate these first time buyers on the process, on how interest rates work, didn't even provide a monthly payment estimate. And these clients of mine, they really needed the hand holding, and we ran through a couple different scenarios. We really looked at conventional versus FHA, and I'll speak on that a little bit. So with condos and condo complexes, the community itself needs to be FHA approved. And so we will add a link in the description to share what website you use to see if a complex is FHA approved or not. These clients definitely took some time to make a decision, but once they finally made that decision and committed, they were full force. And within 2 weeks of reconnecting with them, they were in escrow on their new home. So we're going to dive into the loan qualification piece here from a high level. First, we got a 732 credit score, monthly income of almost 13,000, very little monthly debts, about $110 a month, assets about 93,000. The monthly payment that they were looking for to stay under was $6,000. They ended up with a final debt to income ratio of 44.5% and 45%. Definitely well qualified. So the actual loan details: purchase price 676, down payment 3.5% down, or $23,660, an interest rate of 6.75. Now let's break down their estimated monthly payment when escrow opened. So we're looking at principal and interest $4,305, a little bit of change. Estimated property tax $676. Mortgage insurance about $298 a month. Homeowners insurance about $67 a month, and HOA $417 for a all-in payment of $5,762.32. This was below their estimated or target payment of $6,000 a month. So I would say this is a win. So we went over the loan details, the monthly payment. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the actual real estate transaction. This was a multiple offer situation. Sellers got more than one offer. Luckily, in our situation here, the condo complex was FHA approved. Another item to note that is not that common is the HOA actually provided insurance for both the exterior and the interior. So our clients' HOA fees covered all of their insurance. Now let's go back to this multiple offer situation and let's talk about, why did the listing agent pick our offer an FHA offer? There is a common misconception in the industry that FHA loans or FHA appraisals are so much harder to get approved. Now, with a condo, the complex is already FHA approved, so there's probably not much to worry about, especially if the condo itself is in good condition. And this one was. In this specific transaction, though, both the listing agent and the buyer's agent needed additional education. I spent multiple phone calls text messages, emails going over the FHA process and reassuring them that accepting an FHA offer was not going to be some strenuous or super difficult scenario. As a matter of fact, we closed this transaction well ahead of schedule and we had no issues at all with the appraisal or the loan. This is why it's so important to work with a lender who understands how to explain the FHA process and understands how to communicate that with both potentially your buyer agent and the listing agent. In this specific transaction, the listing agent did go ahead and move forward with our offer because I was very prompt with my responses and professional, and this listing agent and buyer's agent had worked together on a few deals previously and had a good working relationship. So it does matter who you work with. Okay, now that we've gone over the actual real estate transaction and how we got our offer accepted in a multiple counter situation, we're going to go over the actual monthly payment numbers. So just a quick refresher, purchase price $676, down payment 3.5%, $23,660, an interest rate of 6.75%. And here we're looking at principal and interest of $4,305, mortgage insurance of a little bit less than $300, $298 roughly. And then your estimated escrow, property tax, and homeowner's insurance. In this specific example, this is just property tax. And so we had a total estimated monthly payment of $5,307, but this does not include the HOA fee, right? So we got HOA of $417. This ends up being a monthly payment of about $5,700 a month, still about $300 less than the target of $6,000 a month. Okay, so now the part that everyone loves, making mortgages more affordable. We're going over the savings. So in scenario one, single family home in Riverside County, if we would have gone with a conventional loan, the monthly payment would have been around $4,100.32, an interest rate of 7.5%. Now, with the option we did go with, the FHA, our monthly payment was only $3,687 a month. And this is the all-in payment, right? Principal, interest, taxes, insurance, all that stuff. And we had an interest rate of 6.25%. Part of the difference in this interest rate is because the credit score was in the 600s, and we are looking at a monthly savings of almost $450 a month. Big time win. Love it for my clients. Scenario two, condo in San Diego. If we would have went with a conventional loan, the monthly payment would have been over their $6,000 target, and it would have been closer to or around $6,170 a month, interest rate of 7.875. Now with the FHA, our monthly payment was $5,732. Don't have the interest rate in here, but it was 6.75. With condos, you have to remember conventional loans, there are adjusters which make that rate a little bit higher on conventional loans. And in their scenario, they saved $438 a month. Love these two examples. Love these two real life situations. So happy for both of my clients, first time buyers, utilizing FHA loans to save over $400 a month and still get into their homes. Major key alert.
So let me give you a major key.
So if there's anything to be learned from these two success stories, here are the most important lessons. The first, be decisive. Know what you're looking for and don't hesitate to submit a strong offer. Another major key, stick to the game plan and execute. So in scenario one, my clients had to get their credit score up. They had to pay down some debts. They had to save up a little bit more, and they just stuck to the game plan and they knocked it out of the park. Another great lesson to be learned was from scenario number two. So work with a lender who can educate agents. This 100% helped us get our offer accepted because both the buyer's agent and the listing agent were a little bit unsure about the FHA loan process. Another major key, don't be afraid to ask. Now, what do I mean by that? So in scenario 1, we were under contract at a purchase price of $515,000. The appraisal came back short by $35,000 for a price of $480,000. Now, some agents might have been too scared to ask to lower that purchase price from the sellers, but in our scenario, our agents did a great job negotiating on our client's behalf and got the purchase price reduced to the appraised value of $480,000. If you loved these 2 success stories or thought this video was helpful or educational in any way, subscribe for more stories and home buying tips.